This miracle story comes from Belize, a country in Central America. In the city Santa Elena, we have La Lomalas Adventist Hospital. One early morning, a staff nurse called the hospital admin to inform him that the ECG machine was not working. At this hospital, the failure of this unit was a serious crisis due to the financial situation they were in. The admin told that they cannot do anything about the situation and only they can seek the help of the Lord. So both the admin and the nurse prayed about the situation. In the afternoon, the same nurse called the admin again from the hospital. In a voice of urgency, she told, "You need to come down to the hospital right away." On reaching the nurse station, the admin noticed a gentleman standing to one side whom he did not recognize. The stranger told him he was a physician from Boston. "The truth is," he said, "I'm confused about what is happening and I'm not at all sure why I'm here." He explained that at his home in Boston, he had slept only a few hours the night before because he had an early morning flight to Belize. During that brief period of rest, he had an impressive dream in which he looked up and saw some buildings on a hill. He awoke, and as he left for the airport, he felt a strong need to stop by his clinic in Boston. He had no specific reason to do this, but the clinic was on the way to the airport, so he stopped and entered in. Still unsure of why he was there, he walked across the dark waiting room and started down the hallway towards his office. Upon opening the office door, he was shocked to find that someone had lit a light on directly over a credenza across from his desk. He walked towards it and the light seemed to be focused on an ECG unit that was on the credenza. This seemed strange because there was no light on the ceiling directly above the credenza. Without knowing exactly why, he picked up an ECG and carried it to his car. There he quickly repacked his luggage to accommodate the unit and continued his drive to the airport. During his entire flight, he was puzzled about what had happened. The doctor's routine after arriving in Belize took him through Santa Elena, the community where our hospital is located. On entering the village, he noticed a highway sign that said La Lomalas Adventist Hospital. Out of curiosity, he looked up and was amazed to see on the hill the very buildings he had seen in his dream a few hours earlier. Some kind of a dream as he turned into this road and drove the short distance up into the hospital. He parked his car and came into the hospital carrying the suitcase and asked to speak to the person in charge. That was when the nurse called the chief admin to come. After telling this story, the doctor picked up the suitcase and laid it on the desk. As all watched, he opened it, laid back a couple of pieces of clothing, and there they saw the exact type of ECG unit that they had been using and that had stopped working that morning. The nurse and the admin looked at each other speechless. The doctor, who had a wide smile on his face as he picked up the ECG and handed it to the admin. "I think this is for you," he said. Chief admin explained to the doctor the story of the early morning telephone conversation between the nurse and himself, and they had prayed about it. "But I don't even believe in God," he said, shaking his head. "I just don't see how this could be possible." Isn't it awesome to know how God answered a prayer, especially through an atheist in this instance? Psalms 50:15 says, "And call on me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you and you will honor me." Amen.